Check.
That sounds great.
Great. Awesome.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna roll the intro.
Yeah.
Roll the intro.
No pressure here. We can edit it out if anybody confesses to a crime.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I've never heard that, but that's the origin of cap. I'm going to look this up. I'm going to look.
There's a principle that
Right.
we have to follow.
Yeah.
We have to have.
Be true to yourself. You don't have
And when I came back, the place was a mess. So I knew I was missed.
deep in here now.
It's incredible.
I love this.
Me
That's
too.
good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And applying the recovery, I thought.
There we go.
There we go. Hi, everyone. I am Honesty. You all know me, CEO of McShin, and my life rocks because of McShin and recovery. So we have special guests in the house, in the building today. We have my long bestie friend, Ryan Hampton from Mobilize Recovery. And now my new bestie, Noah Thompson.
Hey.
American Idol winner from 2020, right? Yeah, 2020.
Yes.
Here, we're doing a live concert in an hour or so here at the McShin Foundation. We just went into Henrico County Jail and did a live concert, so that was amazing. So today we're just going to kind of talk to you guys about their journeys while they're doing what they're doing, and what we're doing here at McShin. So with that, I'm just going to kind of hand it over. Whoever wants to talk first. Noah, why are you in this building right now?
I am here because I'm actually just here to play songs and be in the entire environment of what's going on with McShin and everything. I was invited to come and be a part of it through Ryan here, and it's been awesome. I've had a great day with everybody so far.
Yeah, we did Virginia this morning,
Yeah.
and he did a Talladega Nights move. That was
Yeah.
fun. I was like this.
Yeah.
We had so much
Oh my
fun.
God, we did
That
have a
was
good
so
time.
much fun.
It was fun.
I actually had a really good time.
I did too. We
and
just
then-
met too.
Yeah, we just met. See, now all of y'all can't make fun of me because I say daddy and head and reds, and now
Yeah.
we are true blood here.
Yeah.
And then my boy over here, Ryan Hampton from Mobilize Recovery. So thank you for joining us again at McShin.
Always great to be here. I've actually never done the podcast, I think.
It's hard to
This is the
believe.
first time.
Hard to believe we didn't.
Maybe like a Zoom during COVID.
Maybe a Zoom
Yeah.
during COVID. This is like very different, this whole setup. I mean,
Yeah.
like microphones that you've
This
got
is
to
nice.
position
Yeah.
and all sorts of interesting
This is the
stuff. But it's
whole
always
thing.
great to be here. It's always good to support McShin, be a part of this community. I feel like McShin and the Richmond community and Virginia in general is home to me. I always feel like I'm coming home when I come here, and it's particularly when I get to see you. You know, you were asking about the journey. I think the journey for me, I mean, as someone in recovery, has been a long, windy, sometimes very confusing road. You know, recovery rocks. Recovery is amazing. But it's been, quite a 10 years for me.
Mhm.
You know, I didn't think I'd be here right now doing this and what I'm doing today.
Mhm.
I do this work because I care about it. I care about people. I care about people and how they're treated. I care about
Mhm.
people and, what happens to them, after going to treatment, after being incarcerated. I care about what happens to them while they're incarcerated, making sure we give people, the best shot at long-term recovery, the
Mhm.
best
Amen.
shot at, reintegrating back into the community. And I think that we need more voices. Honestly, you talked about that today, and we don't just need more voices, people doing advocacy. We need more voices, people like
Mhm.
Noah, right?
Yeah.
Creatives who are out there and, they share their passion and their purpose and, their advocacy through their own music and their own stories. And Mobilize Recovery is just grateful to have been able to meet him. And, our being able to meet him, which kind of happened by accident. I followed your story
Yeah,
on American Idol. I was really moved about some of your friends and what they said about you in Kentucky and your work at the treatment center, and just really out of nowhere, hit him up on Instagram,
Mm.
and told him about what we're doing. And he got back to us and has been, kind of the rest is history. Like, we've done a lot together the last couple of years, and he's a strong supporter of this movement. And truly cares. And so it's just great to have allies like that,
Yeah, man.
in
Yeah.
a space, and people who really do passionately, care about people, but also, what happens in addiction recovery, and we're just incredibly grateful. And Honesty, I love you. You look great, by the way. I've known Honesty for 10 years, and she just keeps getting younger and younger and younger. It's incredible.
amazing.
There you go.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Gifts of
That's awesome.
recovery.
The gifts of recovery, and really a great soul care routine, I'd have to say.
Mhm.
And
Now that's a question I actually have for Noah.
Yeah, man.
What is how do you take care of yourself? Because you're young.
Dude.
Like I was, I mean, like I was young once. I think I'm still kind of young, but like I was
Yeah.
a lot younger once. And
yeah.
I can remember like the hustle and bustle of,
Mhm.
and just like not taking time to like take a pause.
Yeah.
And with the work you do,
Yeah.
I mean, it's so important to take care of. How do you do that?
Man, I don't really know. No, I'm kidding. I mean, honestly,
Drinking that tea.
yeah, drinking that tea. No, I mean, obviously, my story is kind of different. How I got into the whole industry, the music industry, and I had a buddy sign me up, and the rest was kind of history. As far as my American Idol journey went, I had gotten off of the show, and then I was in this whole life situation where I had to figure so many things out all at once, and I was trying to do that as young as I was, and I'm still young. I'm only 22, but at that time I'd just turned 20 years old, and I just it was a lot to handle for me at the time. I didn't really know how to, but I mean, as far as like staying okay mentally and stuff, I work out all the time.
Yeah, same.
I go to the gym all the time.
Yeah.
And if I didn't, because I mean, the physical thing, I used to do was construction. So I'm like constantly moving, doing things all the time, and being consistent in that way. And then when I didn't have that anymore, I didn't know what to do. You know what I mean? So I think the gym was honestly a really good thing for me.
Same.
And I recommend that to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like addicts and everything. Like, I swear to God, I think if you fall in love with something like that,
Yeah.
man, I think it can be.
You got to
truly-
fall in love with something like positive.
Yes,
Right.
yeah,
Whether it's
yeah.
like the gym or something like that. You fall
Ice
in
bath.
love with something.
100%.
Well, I was about to call you out on that
So,
because
yeah.
this morning I'm
Yeah.
texting with Honesty at like 6 a.m. and I get this like random text of a video of a, what is it? It's like an ice tub in
Yeah.
your house.
Mhm.
And I said,
Oh,
Yeah,
outside.
that,
Oh,
So
yeah,
my
exactly. That
husband
was
built
my
me an ice
response.
bath.
oh, that's awesome, dude.
So last year for Christmas, because I don't like things, so I'd like experiences.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he built me an ice bath. So it's like a horse trough, and then he built it's white and pink and insulated like
Wow.
house around it.
That's awesome.
And
you got
then
a good husband.
yes, I do. And then he built me this Christmas my shoe sanctuary. So
Yep.
it used to be his smoke shack where he smoked meat, not drugs. But he gave that.
he turned it into a shoe sanctuary.
No, she sanctuary.
That's
I
awesome.
She
like said a
sanctuary.
shoe sanctuary.
no.
I was like, oh my
No,
God.
no.
That's awesome.
So now I have a sauna in there. So one
Okay.
of those zip up saunas. So I have my sauna and ice bath. So this morning I do the sauna for 20 or 30 minutes, and then I do the ice bath. This morning was 54 degrees for 8 minutes.
Wow.
So it just depends on my situation, but it helps with my mental health so much. So
I've
those
heard that.
it is
Like,
so awesome. So we have an ice machine at the house now because the summer it gets hot.
yeah.
So it's really awesome. But I have a whole routine. Like I do meditative coloring every single morning.
Wow.
So I go to my meditation table with my coffee and I color every day. I read 3 different passages. One's a spiritual, one's a faith-based, and one is just a recovery
Yeah.
book. And then I write every morning. So journal prompts, or I have this badass journal too.
Yeah.
Because I am one. And and then I work out. So I do Peloton. So I do the bike, I do shadow boxing, I do strength training, I do yoga, and I run.
That's awesome.
So I have a mixture because it is not just I don't care about my what I look like at all. I've worked through probably since I was 8 years old to like 2 years ago, really solid, hated my body, hated so many things about me, even though I was in recovery. But now I rock because I have a
Yeah,
sense
man.
of freedom of I love to exercise. Like it's not
Mhm.
about skinny jean or whatever. For me, it's like an outlet for my
Yeah.
substance use disorder and my mental health
Yes.
issues.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah. That's amazing.
So
That
it's
is, that's amazing.
definitely good. So good for you. It's something
Yeah.
about the endorphins and
Yeah,
just
man.
like a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, I know. I think it just the having that mentality of like waking up every day and just eating right,
Mhm.
or just having a consistent thing that you do that you love that can just take away all your problems. You know what I mean? Whether, I mean, it can be the gym. It's for me, sometimes it's music. You know what I mean? Always it's music, but like for having the gym as a physical thing to lean on to get away from everything else is really nice. You know what I mean? So
music saves my life in so
does,
many
man.
areas.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's unreal
Yeah.
like how music can change my mood. I could be like yesterday I was Mrs. Grouchy Pants. I woke up grouchy yesterday, and I usually never wake up grouchy, and I was just like everything was irritating with my dogs, my husband, my kid.
Yeah.
And I was like, I went for a run,
Yeah.
and then I was all better, and then it's like, something like it was still 100, and so I just throw in my beats because my husband likes to watch the news, and I'm anti-news.
Yeah.
So I put on my beats by Dr. Dre, sponsor me. Woo.
Hey.
So I put on my beats and I just listen to music while I'm cooking, because I meal prep every Sunday.
Yeah.
Anyway, so music is a huge part
That's
of my.
amazing.
Well, if y'all had time, we could go do the ice bath tonight.
Huh.
Well, I got another question.
Nice.
That's okay.
Okay.
So no,
Yeah, buddy.
I write books, right? I've
Yeah,
written a
yeah.
couple books,
Yeah. I
and
still
my
need to read
creative,
them.
my creative process is ideas come to me, right?
Yeah.
And people, like, when I go into the jails and when I go into centers,
Yeah.
folks are always like, how do you write a book? And I'm like, literally, you have an idea, and I
Yeah.
take notes on my phone or I write it down, and
Yeah, dude.
it kind of gives me the inspiration, and then it
Yeah.
takes time to flush through it. Like, what's your process, right? Because
Yes.
the two things I hear a lot about when I go into institutions, right, is
Mhm.
they want to write books, they want to write
Yes.
music,
Same.
and they
Yeah.
want to perform music. And the best advice I give people is like, just start.
Mhm.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you
Just
gotta
start.
start,
Like,
yeah.
what's your process? And like, at what point did you know, like, this is, or did you even know this is what I want to do? Or did it just kind of arrive one day?
I mean, man, it's kind of weird. I mean, I grew up with my dad, and my dad was a huge songwriter, and he kind of wrote songs all the time, and I was just fascinated by that growing up early on. I mean, I remember as a kid seeing, he had totes full of song lyrics that he had written because
Wow.
we didn't have, obviously we didn't have
Phones.
iPhones back then.
We had
Talking about-
beepers.
Yeah, so he had just wrote them
I had
on
one.
sheets of paper, and he would just stack them up, and he had them all stacked in this big tote box. And I just remember looking at that, and I was like, "Holy crap!" It's pretty cool. And as I got older, I realized, like, wow, that was a lot of work put into something that he genuinely loved. You know what I mean? And so yeah, I mean, growing up with a dad like that, man, I fell more and more in love with it, and I had my own personal love for it as well. But I guess in a sense, this has always kind of been a dream that I wanted for my dad, and not only my dad, but for my dad, but through me also, in a sense, if that makes any sense. But I really, man, growing up with him, he's the most spiritual person I've ever met in my entire life when it comes to music, and he's just like he's fascinated by it, man, in every way. He thinks, you know what I mean, like he can hear things, just all kinds of stuff. He just loves music, man. And sometimes I think songs just kind of pave their own way. Sometimes like I said, I could be in a gym and I could have one of the best ideas I've ever had in my life just by working out, because my mind is cleared, and like it's just something that just came across and I wrote it down on my phone. And it's things like that, or other times I just really want to write a song, man, and I'm just sitting in my house completely alone in the dark, and most of the times that sounds like I'm maybe depressed or something, but realistically I'm just sitting there, and that's when most of my creativity kind of flows, is when I'm just kind of alone, and I can just let the kind of let the song just kind of speak for itself, and then it just come out, man, and I'll get everything out of my system. And that's maybe other people's is kind of different, but that's kind of my whole writing process.
It's interesting because it is similar. Like I do like the ideas come to me in like the quietest moments.
Yeah,
sometimes.
dude. Yeah, 100%.
Gym, like when I sometimes I'm in the shower and I'm like,
shower. Shower's
Where is
great.
that waterproof
Shower's
bin?
great.
and
Shower's great.
I'll like lean out of the shower and like grab my phone and like
Yes.
type a note down.
Yeah,
Totally.
Yeah, dude, 100%.
And then it's like sometimes it's like the next day I'll wake up and I'll be like, how did that even, like, that just came to me out of nowhere,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, it's important to keep notes, and having a clear mind, being able to do it on a clear mind is
You have
incredible,
to,
because
man.
even when I was like back, I always loved writing, right? Like
Yeah.
I always loved creativity. And I can remember like when I was shooting heroin, like there was this false notion for me that I was at my best when I was high. I literally had convinced myself of that. And I hear that from a lot of creatives.
Yeah.
Like I did my best work when I was high on opioids or heroin. And that was all nuts in my head,
Right,
because and it took me though like a couple of years, I think like the first 3 years, to realize that once my brain healed a little bit, my creativity really came out strong
Yeah.
when I was sober. Like
Yeah.
really strong.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
you know?
that's an idea in itself.
Yeah.
Dude. It's like
Yeah.
that's a whole thing right there too as well. I feel like that's super cool. You pointed that out. I think that's neat.
So how did you get, because I know a lot of your story now. So why did you want to help out with Mobilize and do the stuff that you do in like recovery spaces?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think I really just have a heart for it. You know, when I first graduated high school, my first job was with a company called Addiction Recovery Care, and that's back in my hometown. It's my very first job and only job I've ever had. And I got on there and I was working lawn care for this company. Then I switched over into construction about 2 years into it, and I met all of my buddies that were all recovering addicts. And yeah, man, they're still my best friends to this day. And but I've always kind of grown up in a kind of similar foundation, and I've seen plenty of things of just growing up surrounded by active addiction and whatnot. And so like I've always known what that was, and how bad it could be, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I think that I was telling somebody earlier that I think a lot of people get it in their minds that, and I've seen this, and I know you all probably have too as well, just with people are so quick to judge, in addiction and stuff like that, man. And when somebody is going through that part of their life, people are so quick to judge and just completely disown or not give anybody in that time of their life the time of day in any way, you know what I mean? So I think that it's important to just kind of talk about that kind of stuff, and that's why I wanted to be a part of it, you know what I mean? Because I think it's a sad thing, man, because at the end of the day we're all just people, we're just trying to figure it out, so that's why I think I have such a heart for it.
Yeah. We had that at like 8 a.m. that conversation.
Yes, it was me and you.
It was me
and you. Yeah, it was me and you. Yeah, but I think I told it to somebody else too. But like
I agree. I mean, me and Ryan have been fighting, my whole career, 100 years now, for the advocacy piece, to be that face and voice of recovery, and that
100%.
negative outlook on, we're pieces of crap stealing from the Home Depot,
right,
which we have stolen from
right,
the Home Depot,
100%.
but the reality of it is it's like a recovery. So when I came into this space and came through McShin,
but wait, I want to know, what did you steal from the Home Depot?
Sheets of plywood.
We won't get into that.
Anyway,
I stole from the Home Depot too.
I stole from.
I used to steal from the Home Depot and then return it to the Home Depot.
Everybody did. Yeah.
Get your money back.
Bro, I lost the receipt. I don't think you can do that anymore. They have everything digital.
I mean, this was back
now.
in like the 2000s.
We ruined it.
I mean,
you weren't even born yet.
Yeah,
so.
I got in recovery in 07, so I am the old timer here. But even back, the old timer back then, like there was nothing like Ryan and Mobilize Recovery. I mean, there was a Faces and Voices of Recovery, and they did that like their thing, but the negative outlook on addiction, like it was wild back then. It's taken years and people like Ryan and organizations to like nationally speak, into, and I feel like it's gotten, now the world is a little weird, but our space has changed so much because people are speaking up about it.
I think it's something that's more common now.
Absolutely.
Which is nice to see.
And it's more common that so many people are affected by it, which is sad. Just thinking about.
Well, and I think that, one thing that's interesting too, because I know, Noah, when you perform and you talk about your journey into this music, into this space, and why you care so much about this particular issue. Yeah. Sometimes you say, you're like, I'm not impacted or I'm not in recovery. Yeah. I would actually argue to say, I think most people are on some sort of recovery journey.
Yeah,
right?
man. Yeah. I love that.
Your recovery is maybe not substance related.
Yeah.
But I just like listen. I think anybody who listens to your music will realize you are absolutely you have your own healing journey and you're a family member, and family members are in recovery too. Right.
Yeah, so,
man. Like you could say, I'm in recovery, family recovery. Right. Like that's your recovery. Cause I think your entire story just encompasses the whole you
Yeah.
know,
Mhm.
beauty of recovery, and
Yeah, man.
particularly with your music.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, I
Mhm.
appreciate that, dude. I mean it. I think that yeah, you know, I always struggled with telling that side of myself and just talking about those things, and being thrown into the industry. Like I said earlier, you know, it was such a life change, and I didn't know how to you know, take control of that, and I couldn't grasp the fact that this had even happened to me. You know, I was trying to do so many things all at once, and
19, I couldn't imagine.
yeah, dude, it was
I
scary.
was full blown on heroin at 19.
Yeah, it's like
I won't even watch an American Idol.
it's
I'm
scary.
sure.
It is.
Unless I was high. I was
Right, yeah.
watching stuff. Being dope sick isn't fun.
yeah.
So just knowing this also goes to like 900 and correct.
38, I think.
All right, because I always get it wrong. 938 jails. What is something that you can say, both of you, to those that are incarcerated, you know, from just if you've been incarcerated yourself, or just give some shot of hope out there to them?
Yeah, man. I think it's just important just to point out that, you know, at the end of the day, there's always light in the dark, man, and that it's, you know, everything might seem so rough right now, but it's always, at the end of the day, everything's going to be all right, you know. And I think sometimes it's just good just to say something as simple as that, because not a lot of people get to hear that as much, you know. So
That's true.
yeah,
True.
yeah.
What about you, bro?
Oh gosh, all the pressure's on me now. The last word,
I was going
I'll
first.
say
I was
I
going
was gonna
first.
try and take it.
No,
You know?
no, I will
love
say
you,
something after you. So
Okay,
just-
okay. I would say
Save
like
the
the
best for
biggest mantra
last.
for
I
me and for people in my community, people I love, is I tell them take it one day at a time.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like
man.
you can't. Don't
That's
get
right.
in. By the way, I don't know what camera to look into here, because we've got this thing up here.
Camera
And
one,
there's all
camera
points.
two. Anybody
I-
seen Wayne's
I,
World?
I
Camera
will
one,
tell you,
camera two.
take it one day at a time. Know that you're not alone in this journey. You know, there are a lot of people out there, including myself and our organization and people I work with, who are out there fighting for you.
Mhm.
You're definitely worth, you know, a second chance, a third chance, a fourth chance, as long as you're alive. You know, as many chances as you need.
Mhm.
And we're going to keep fighting for you. And I believe, I have not met you, and some of you I may have met, but I do believe in you, and I do believe you can do this.
Yeah, man.
But take it one day at a time, and be kind to yourself.
Mhm.
You got to be kind to yourself and just keep moving forward.
Mhm.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I tell a lot of people, especially coming from incarceration, I want to get this, my car, my girl,
Yeah.
my da, 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 da. So I've seen
Yeah.
thousands of people come through here, tens of thousands actually. But I just say, just breathe. Like, just remember, this is our only life. Like, this is what I believe in, but I believe this is my only life on this planet. So I'm going to live it to the best of my ability, and I'm not going to live it perfectly or gracefully
Right,
all the
of course.
time. But if I have a chance to breathe on a day-to-day basis, what am I going to do with that breath?
Of course.
You know, there's so many detours that I can go on a day where someone cuts me off or flicks me off, or just a decision like today with the sound. Shout out to Steve. You know, anything like that happened today, like at the jail, like you could go like, gosh, like go off on him, or we just sat there. We're like, no one's going anywhere.
Yeah,
Everybody's
yeah.
incarcerated. They can't
Yeah,
leave.
man,
So
right.
it's like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like,
Yeah.
let's just wait and chill. And
Yeah,
like,
man.
you know, so it's like the detours that I'm really learning as I'm getting older is like
Yeah.
taking the pretty with the spring flower detours instead of the dark, like
Yeah.
dead tree detour. So just like
100%.
stay on your road, and sometimes there's going to be detours, but try to take the pretty spring one. And if you don't, and it ends up being dark, there's always light, like you said, on the other side of the tunnel that you go through.
Yeah, man.
So what else is coming up for y'all? Anything coming up for y'all before we hit? Because we got to go downstairs and get ready for the big
Well,
concert.
I want to say, like,
What
a
do you
shout
wanna
out
say?
for Noah here. Like, I know that
Oh.
maybe in, you know, some of these jails they can actually stream music
Mhm.
and listen to it.
Oh yeah.
Noah should tell him about your album.
Yeah.
Folks should check it out.
Ugh,
There's a
it's
lot of
good.
healing that's involved in it. People should
Mhm.
listen to it. You know, I'm sure they can catch you on your website too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love you, dude.
Mhm.
All right, so yeah, I mean, I've been like I said, coming off of Idol. I was struggling as an artist and trying to figure out what it was I wanted to say, but going through all the things I'd kind of went through this past year, I just realized that there's a whole group of people out there that can really potentially, hopefully, listen to these songs and just lift their spirits in some way, man. And I've got songs anywhere from, you know, talking about, you know, my personal story to, just uplifting this in any type of way. And that's what I really try to do. I just wanted to make a bunch of lively songs for people of all types, and be able to listen to the entire project all the way through and feel something, whatever that is that you can feel from it. And so I'm just I've been releasing song after song, and if you guys want to check them out, I'd love for y'all to check them out.
And it's Noah Thompson Music on Apple for me.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah,
I do
yeah.
And
Apple.
Spotify,
Yeah,
and
it's
everywhere
Spotify,
else.
everything. Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah,
all
this
of it.
thing
Yeah.
goes
Yeah.
to like 20 different things, don't it? This podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, it
Yes.
goes to stuff I ain't never even heard of.
Yeah, man. So
You can
and
find them on Instagram.
Yeah,
yeah,
Instagram,
Instagram,
everything,
Facebook,
yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
What about X?
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't-
DMX, which I really was.
Wait, the big question is,
Every time I
TikTok.
think of X.
What about
Oh,
TikTok?
TikTok.
Yeah, we're struggling with TikTok.
I
Oh,
just
God.
got back on
Me
TikTok
too.
ever since November, and I'm just
Over
not.
it.
It's
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
I'm starting a side hustle. Oh, that's out there now. Woo! I'm starting a side hustle. I haven't told a couple people, but now, so it's like you got it for your business and your
Yeah.
art, and all
Yeah,
of that. And it's like,
Yeah.
no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. It's
Yeah.
just a lot going on. Like everybody's selling something, and there's butts, and like it's just
Yeah,
it's
there's a lot of stuff going on.
I
there,
like
man.
all the people that fall and get scared. So all my algorithms of like people that fall. I mean, it's funny. Like
Yeah.
the people that fall or like get scared.
Yeah.
Hey, I have one last
Let's
idea
see.
before we go off the podcast.
Let's make a TikTok.
I think. Well, no.
Let's do a TikTok dance.
Would you do a TikTok dance?
with
No.
our headphones on.
I think
Yeah.
for one of the recovery fests,
Yeah.
because Noah's got the T-shirt now.
Yeah.
We should get him. We should get Noah to come for a recovery
September
fest.
6th.
Yeah,
Yes.
check out the
Yeah, that's a
recovery
great
fest.
idea.
Here.
September
man.
6th.
Is it here?
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's in the
here.
parking lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
That'll
that'd
be
be awesome.
1,000 people.
1,000 people
Yeah.
out
Wow,
here.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool, man.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's
I'll
nuts.
get I got you.
We'll figure it out.
You got a
Be
girl
cool.
over here. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
get with her. Well, we'll put everything down also. So yeah, I just want to thank you both. I adore you. We go way, way back. You're amazing.
Last time I saw you, I was saying you had Buddy the Elf as a blow up in
That's
your car.
right. Yeah.
Never
so
seen anything
yeah,
like that.
I do it right after Thanksgiving. I even put my son in the back seat, my teenage son.
Dude, that's awesome.
I
That's
do
so
have a
cool.
TikTok of that, but you plug him into the lighter and he blows up and he lights up. I don't know if it's legal because
It's definitely not
in the
legal.
dark. Oh, yeah, you were outside. That's
Yes.
right. And
Yeah.
well, I haven't not going gotten pulled yet, so the cops are loving it. But Buddy, that's my favorite movie is Elf. So
Oh, yeah,
I
Buddy.
watch
Oh, yeah,
it
the
all
Elf.
year. Yeah, so I
You
have
can't.
him.
Will Ferrell.
You can't
Will
beat
Ferrell. I
him.
know.
You
No, Will
cannot.
Ferrell's the best.
But
So
I just
funny.
want to thank you. I'm now
Yeah.
we're just be friends for life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, I
That's
love
what
it.
we do here. We
Yeah, you
get in
guys
the
are great,
herd and
man.
we stay in the herd.
This is cool,
Yes.
man.
And I'm
Seriously.
excited for tonight. That's
Yeah.
going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
Yeah,
Awesome.
just thank you for your time and
Yes, ma'am.
everything for
Thank
coming
you.
in here and sharing your life with us.
Yeah,
so
thank
we
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you for
We're
having
going to
me.
jam out. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Please share this, tag whoever, keep sharing, but definitely follow these two on your social. And yeah,
I'm kidding. I'm so
yeah,
sorry.
No.
I had
That's
to.
all right. I know.
He
I'll do it for you.
did.
I'll do it for you,
No.
brother.
He
Don't
did
worry.
Talladega Nights on
My
live
hands.
TV this morning, and I'm like, hi. So, and I was his Vanna Whites too. That
Yeah.
was fun. But anyway, thank you guys. This has been amazing. Thank you always to Steve, our
Thank you.
producer back
Thanks for coming on.
here.
Thank you very much.
Best
Thanks,
sound tech ever, Steve.
Thanks,
On the
Steve.
fly.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a good day, night, whatever it is. Bye.